Digital technology is everywhere and it's ever changing. I use digital technology all the time for almost everything, and I would argue that my life's been made much easier for it. I'm part of Generation Z, and technology plays an indispensable role in my life. For example, my laptop facilitates my education. I keep all my notes on my laptop so that when it comes to revising, I can just type in keywords and find topics and themes that would have been way harder to find if I had done handwritten notes. I also use my laptop and my phone too to keep voice notes. I'm a language student, so I have oral exams all the time. So it's really useful for me to be able to record these and hear them back. Home life is also facilitated by technology. Alexa, turn the radio off. As you've just witnessed, I use the Amazon Alexa for at home as a radio. I also have a Google Home Hub, which I use in the kitchen it helps me when I cook. I can follow the recipes on there.
In terms of social media, I'm on apps such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Snapchat, for example, to name a few. And I just use these apps to amuse myself, as you can see here, to keep in contact with my friends and also to keep up to date in current affairs. I lived abroad for a year, so like applications such as FaceTime and Skype became really important to me. I also use Google Maps pretty much every day to direct me places I need to go. Nowadays, we have everything at the touch of our fingertips, and we can constantly communicate with whoever we please, whenever we please. But many people complain of never having felt more alone. And a 2018 study suggested that limiting social media use to 30 minutes a day may lead to significant improvement in well-being. This research studied on 143 different undergraduates and students found that these students who limited their use of Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram to 30 minutes a day for 3 weeks had significant reductions in loneliness and depression compared to a group that made no changes to their use of social media. Personally, I understand how people can feel isolated and depressed while using social media platforms. With the omnipresence of influencers presenting themselves a perfect life, it can be difficult for people to remind themselves that they're being presented a filtered version
of reality. Due to the instantaneous nature of social media platforms where anything can be posted from any time, anywhere, the issue of filtration arises. Instagram and Facebook use algorithms to scan what's uploaded to detect if it is of an offensive nature or not. But this also has its limitations. Instagram in particular has received much backlash for its censorship of female nipples and images. These companies are under constant scrutiny over the extent of their safety regulations. Censoring too much can threaten freedom of speech, and not censoring enough threatens a platform becoming a safe space for people to abuse and use hateful content.
To combat this, in 2017, Instagram introduced a sensitive content feature, which basically prevented what many people were calling excessive censorship. So now you get a pop-up warning message before you view images that don't break Instagram's guidelines of safety, but protects people who might find the image offensive, so the user can choose if they want to see it or not. Precautions such as these come following reports of mental health issues and, in extreme cases, mortality of the younger users using these applications. An example of this was Molly Russell, who was a 14-year-old girl who committed suicide in 2017 after viewing graphic images of self-harm on the Instagram site. I filmed this talk using all Instagram filters because I wanted to translate the way that I felt when we were set this task. I don't really like being filmed, and I feel like a lot of people of our generation and beyond feel the same way. And I think this is down to the fact that we are always looking at images and putting images out of ourselves that we want how we want to be seen, when it's not really an accurate portrayal of who we are. I also think people find comfort behind filters and also behind their own screens. So this kind of speaks for trolls and people like that who don't put their own image out there but have no problem with criticising other people's image.